forward. Let's start with the question. Now, don't worry, there's no right or wrong answer. Just think. How many cups of coffee are sold in India in a day? Right? Now, take a guess. We will come back to this at the end of the session. For now, just keep it in your mind. Okay? Now, today's session, the people who can answer a question like this with logic, structure, and confidence often go on to become actuaries. Now, today I will show you how. Actuaries are problem solvers. They deal with uncertainty, and yes, they get paid very well for it. So now, what is actuarial science? Now, actuarial science is the science of risk. It uses maths, statistics, and finance to predict uncertain future events, like how long will you live, whether you will have an accident, or what a financial investment might be worth. Now, actuaries help in answering these. Now, what could go wrong and how much will it cost? Now, how much will it cost to the company? Okay. Now, you already interact with actuarial science daily. Now, example, let's move with the first example, which is Netflix pricing. Now, how much should a subscription cost? Now, actuaries help model customer behavior. Now, second example, insurance premiums. Now, why do you pay more for health insurance if you smoke? Now, example 3, loan interest rates. Now, why does your friend with a lower credit score pay more? Now, all of this is actuarial thinking. Now, simple logic. Now, if there is a higher risk, there is a higher cost. Higher risk to the company and higher cost to the insurer. Now, smokers have a higher probability of health issues. So, insurance companies charge them more to balance that risk. Actuaries are the ones who calculate those probabilities. And that's why they are called risk managers of the financial world. Did you get it? Can you understand that how they are actually in every role of the industry, wherever there is finance, there are numbers, actuaries have a very important role to play. Okay, moving forward. Now, here's where you start. Now, subjects like probability, statistics, financial mathematics, basic economics, Excel. Your goal is to, in your first 0 to 6 months, in maybe if you are in starting with your college, your first semester, or if you are starting now, your first 6 months is to start with these basic courses and to clear your first two exams, which is CM1 and CS1. CM1 being your actuarial mathematics and CS1 being your actuarial statistics. This creates your foundation for actuarial science. This is something where you get an idea that what actually you will be doing in future. So once you start with this, this becomes a very good base to clear more papers. So this is where you have to start. Now moving forward, now next is your survival phase. This is what I call. So this is the survival phase, because if any student who are able to get through this survival phase obviously moves to the success phase, but this survival phase is the difficult, where you are clearing papers, where you are maybe in college, you are appearing for your college exams, you are looking out for the internships, you are looking for the placements, and still clearing papers. So this is why I call this as a survival phase. Now you will take CM2, CS2, CB1, CB2, CB3. Now each paper has a mix of numerical, theoretical, and sometimes case-based questions. Now, the key thing to understand is these exams are not about mugging up. You cannot mug up and just go and write your exams. You cannot do this. They test your application. They test your clarity of concepts. So these are tough. You will also need your softwares like Excel, R, Python, and your data analysis skills to clear these exams. Because now in these exams, you have two parts, part A and part B. So part A is where you are applying your concepts, and part B is your practical, where you are using these softwares. That's your software based exam. So this is a part A, and part B is 70 and 30% ratio. So this goes hand in hand. You have to work on this Excel, R, Python, and also go with the theory concepts also. Now, during this time, during this 6 to 2 years, 6 months to 2 years, during this time, you have to have internships in insurance or analytics are highly recommended. Now, many students find this most challenging uh, part of the journey, because if you are not passing the exams, you are not getting internships. That's where getting in internships is difficult. Now, what is a smart plan? A smart study plan during this time is where you first understand the concepts, then practice questions, and then revise regularly. Now, what exactly happens is, now once you start understanding the concepts, that becomes your basis. And once you start applying those concepts in practicing questions and solving your questions, that's where you understand how to use a concept in your solving a question. And then you have to revise regularly. If you are not revising the important concepts, important parts of your chapters and the modules, this is it becomes difficult. Now, what is very important in this stage where you have a very perfect going study plan is where you have to solve at least 5-10 years of past papers. Now, why I'm saying 5-10 years, not even 5-10 papers. 5-10 years is where you exactly get an idea that how your exams will come. You will understand the pattern, you will understand the difficulty, and once you sit in the duration of a time with your clock clicking that it is something where you are appearing for a 3 hour paper, and then once you start giving your past papers, this helps you in your time management. And that's very important, because I have seen, since I was with students, my students were appearing for the IFA or IA exams. I know many students knew the question, knew the answers, but they were not able to write it down because they were not managing time well. So what happened is that they left the question just because they didn't had the time. They've just put the time somewhere else and not where it was required. So this is where solving past papers to understand the concept, to understand the difficulty, and to understand the time management is very important. Now, a good split between these is 40% of concept, 40% of practice, and 20% of past papers. This is very important. If you are not using this ratio of 40 concept, 40 practice, and 20 past papers, this has to be maintained. Otherwise, you are not clearing papers. If you are not managing out of this all three, let's say I didn't practice, you will not be able to clear the exam. If you don't do the past papers, you will not be able to clear the exam. So this is where this ratio has to be maintained. Otherwise, you will not be able to get to your papers. Any questions? I just have a question in chat. Is 6 months sufficient for clearing CS1? Yes. You even don't require 6 months. That's something where less than 6 months is also enough till the time you are able to give a good time in a day. 6 months is where everyone, I don't know how much per day time you are thinking about, but a good time ratio, if you are in a college and you have your undergrad or postgrad degree going on simultaneously, so 5 to 6 hours a day is good enough to give for your CS1 or CM1 also. Okay, let's just a second. Let's move to the next level. Now, this is my clarity phase. This is what I call as the clarity phase. Now, clarity phase, now you move from theory to application. Now, this is something what you have done till now in your CS, CMs, and CB papers, where you have been your theory papers. Now, CP series is application based, like CP1 is application based, CP2 is modeling in Excel, and CP3 is communication and report writing. Now, this is where you learn to think like an actuary, not just solve problems, but explain them to your leaders, to your team, to your clients. So, what exactly happens is till now, what you have done is you have studied the concept, the foundation, and what exactly the actual work is. But now it is something where you will put it to use your knowledge and your concepts. So, this is where actual exams are not about being extremely intelligent. You don't have to be extremely intelligent, that let's say I am meeting a qualified actuary and I just suppose it to be that he's a very intelligent person. No, it is something about, you are talking about strategy, you are talking about practice, and you are talking about consistency. These three things makes you an actuary. It is not that you have to be before school or before your college you were scoring 99% 100 percentile. No, this is not something where what is required you to be qualifying for an actuarial profession. What requires is your strategy of how you are appearing for your exams, how you are preparing for your exams. Then is practice. Once you just opt for an exam, practice, practice, practice. And next is consistency. You don't have, if let's say by any reason you are not clearing an exam, you cannot drop it. You have to maintain the consistency of clearing papers and using each and every attempt to go forward. So this is what is all every time required of a student. Okay, moving next is my success phase, what I call as a success phase. Now, here what you do is you now choose a track. Now, what you mean by track is where you are, what interests you and what industry you will be working. Let it be life insurance, general insurance, health, pensions, or investment and finance. Now, once you choose these, you will take your SP, which is specialist principles, and SA, which is specialist advanced exams. Now, skills needed here to clear these exams and move forward is risk modeling, pricing, regulations, and advanced Excel or Python. So this is a success phase. Once you start clearing these papers, this is something where you are now in an industry and you are in a good position of pricing or reserving in the company. Till now what you were doing was you were part of the team, you were not making the good decisions in the team. But now once you are appearing for these papers, you are at a stage, you are at that profile where uh, each and every document holds a very special uh, like contribution from your side. You have to calculate, you have to give your comments, you have to work where you may be a team leader, so you have to take your team along. So this is where this is what I say as a success phase. Now, moving forward is again something what is required is still you are not able to like, since you will be working, you cannot um, give attempts, or there is a delay in getting success in what you are appearing. So the final stage is you clear all your SP and SA exams, whatever is left, whatever is still left to clear, and complete your work experience is very much required to get your qualified actuarial degree, to get a like a full fledged actuarial fellow designation. You need to complete a good number of years of work. So this is also required apart from obviously your exams and your professional skills. So this is where you clear your SPSA exams, you work on your completing your work experience and your professional skills. Now after getting through these, you whatever what are the titles you can hold is you can work on like being a senior actuary or consulting actuary or chief risk officer or an appointed actuary. This is where you become a fellow, and this is the highest designation in actuarial science. You cannot go beyond. This is something you have done the most in actuarial science. Moving forward, now this is the actuarial career roadmap, which is what we just discussed. Let's go through just the stages visually. Now first is the foundation, then you move to your core exams, which has 7 exams. Then you move to your CP papers, which is your practical exams. Then you move to your specialization, which is your practice and advanced both. And then you move to your career growth. Now each stage builds on the last. You cannot move to the second stage not clearing the first stage. No, you cannot do that. So it is, since you have to follow this, you start as a student and then you end as a leader. So this is something, each stage is important and each has to work after one the other. So this is how you move. Now here, this is the basic, like the chart of the exams which the IFA or IA Institute have. Let's go through this. Now the last box which you can see. You can see CS1, CS2, CM1, CM2, CB1, CB2, CB3. So this is total 7 exams. Now next is CP1, CP2, CP3. Now all these 7 plus 3 exams. Once you clear these 10 exams, you now become a associate. Now, once you move through this to the next set, which is the specialization, now there is SP1 to SP9. There are 9 choices, but you only have to appear for 2 specialized exams from here. Now, you have to understand that will I be working, or am I comfortable, or do my interest is in health and care, or in life, or in general, or in risk management. So you have to choose from here. Since you are choosing any 2 exams from here, you still have a choice of uh, having a broader sense of which domain you will be working. I can take life and I can take pension, because I am not able to zero down that will I be working in future in life or pension. So you have to choose 2 exams. You have to pair them so correctly that something from here to the next you have to clear. Because see, let's say if I choose SP2, which is life insurance, I have to choose SA2, life insurance only, because on the top box, you just have to appear for 1 exam out of the 5 exams, and it has to be similar to the SP papers which you have done. So I cannot choose life here and general there. No, you have to appear in a logic. So this is something very important. Once you being an associate, now you have an experience of different domains you have worked till there, and then you understand, no, I don't have an interest in this, let's continue with this, let's have SP1 and not SP4 or this and that. So once you are an associate, you have an work and that makes you that helps you to make a choice of which SP paper to move forward, and then obviously your essay. Now once you clear next set of after 10 exams, 2 and 1, 13 exams, and now you are a fellow with obviously the work experience which is required. So this is obviously exams aren't everything. So what all you need is you also need technical skills, right? So this is where let me just move to the next slide. Now, parallel skill roadmap. Now, what all you require is you require technical skills, you require business skills. Now, with exams, with the skills go hand in hand. You cannot leave any one of them, right? Now, technical skills being your advanced Excel, your VBA, your R, Python, Power BI, Tableau, and business skills, communication, presentation, problem solving, stakeholder management. Now, the best actuaries have both, and a good balance of these 2 skills together. If you're not working on these skills, then you won't be getting success in your interviews. Just mind it. Because if you are not having your communication skills, or let's say presentation skills or problem solving skills, you cannot appear for your interviews, and then obviously you are getting success. No, you will not get it. I have been seeing how industry people, how the companies are taking interviews. They almost every time they give you a case study to solve. Now, case study, what the skills they require is problem solving and presentation, and obviously the communication. So if you don't have business skills here, you will not be able to present your answer. Case study question means where you need a skill, where you are a problem solver. Then you have to prepare a presentation, and then after preparing the presentation you have to speak about it, so you require your communication skills. So these things go hand in hand. Clearing papers will not make you a good actuary. You have to follow your technical and your business skills together, so that you become a full qualified actuary who is working at a good position and with good team skills. Understood? Let's move to tips from my side, what all I have seen and what all I think a student who is appearing for actual exams is very much required. Now, start appearing for your exams early. Don't wait. Don't wait for next attempt or next attempt. I have this reason of not attempting this time, and then I'm attempting the next attempt. No, start early, ideally in college. Focus on core papers first. Core papers are your CS, CM, and CB series, and pair your exams smartly. If I am appearing for 2 exams in one attempt, You have to pair them smartly. I cannot choose two difficult subjects at one time. Otherwise, my probability of clearing those exams will go down, and maybe I will not clear both of them. So, what you have to do is you have to pair your exams smartly, such that you have something like a difficult paper and an easier paper, and so that they go hand in hand and you are able to give good time to both so that you are clearing both of your exams. Now, don't rush to collect exam passes. Understand the why behind the what, because this is what will make you clear your interviews. If you are just clearing your exams, you are building your CV, you are writing many things in your CV, but once I start taking your interview, you don't know anything. That becomes very difficult. So this is where you have to understand the whys between the whats when you are going through the module contents. Internships matter as much as exams. You cannot leave internships, because that's the practical exposure you will get once you are clearing exams. Let's say I clear CS1, CM1, and maybe CB2. These are the three exams which I clear before my internship period. So this is where I will get a good practical exposure only when I apply these concepts to my industry. So internships, if you are in bachelor's, if you are in master's, obviously you have your internship periods. There is no college who does not give you a time period in between of your year to year or semesters to semester where you can do internships, and that is very much required. Right? Now, consistency beats speed. Now you have to be consistent. You don't have to get first. You are not competing with anyone. There is no race going on. What you have to do, you have to be consistent. That yes, I will appear for each attempt. I will not leave any attempt in between. So this is where consistency is required. Take one exam, one attempt. If you are not able to do two exams, one attempt, but be consistent so that you are giving your 100% to one exam and you are yes clearing. There are cases, there are students who have seen they were in rush and they were up they were opting for three exam in one attempt and they were not clearing even one. So what is the purpose of burdening yourself at the wrong moment so that you are not able to clear those exams? Don't do that. So be consistent and don't be over speeding with your exams. Now, don't delay CS2 and CM2 because they are tough, but yes, they are crucial. I have seen many CVs once students just clear CS2 or CM2. This is where they just get, after these two papers, they get internships, they get their placement offers also. So, what you have to do is CS2 and CM2, yes, they are tough. Once you move to any faculty to understand this, or maybe any coaching center, that yes, they say it's a difficult subject. Leave this, appear for this, appear for this. But the other papers, what you are collecting is something where they are not putting it into your industry. These two exams in your core papers are the ones who will put to you in a industry in your interviews, and that is the major reason why most of the students are not getting internship. So you have to appear for CS2 and CM2. Appear for one paper like CS2 in one attempt, CM2 in one attempt, but yes, do that. Now, for let's say theory questions in your examinations, avoid writing long paragraphs. Best format is to write points and then to write the explanation. If you are writing long paragraphs, you are not a English literature student. What you are an actual student. So what you have to do is you have to put your mind, you have to make your bullet points, you have to understand that what is important and in what sequence. Write your point, write your explanation. You don't have to write theory, long paragraphs and writing. No, that will not serve your problem, right? Now, for numerical questions, what is important is presentation. Presentation is everything for normal numerical questions. Now, the pattern, write the formula clearly. Show each step because this is very important. Substitute your values properly and then mention your final answer. Now, if you are not writing the formula clearly, this is something where you are scoring at least a half or a one marker here, because after you have understood the question and if you have identified what formula is to be applied here, that also makes you to score a mark. Then showing each step. Let's say my final answer is incorrect, but at least I will get stepwise marking, and which is very important. I have seen many students who are not clearing just by a one marker or a two marker. So that time they also say that if I would have written the steps of those questions, or that answer, if I would have attempted this or that, I would have cleared. So this is something where it makes a very like a large difference once you are clearing papers just by the margin. So this is where showing each step is very important. Then substitute your values, and then obviously mention your final answer with your units, writing what exactly this value means in the question. So this is very important. Now, time management during the exam is a game changer. Just understand, we just talked about that also. The time management is where if you are putting, uh, let's say that how do you start is you scan your paper for 5 minutes. Put good use of your mind, put good use of your concentration on your question papers for the first 5 minutes. Understand what is easy for you to attempt, what is difficult for you to attempt. Something is what you don't know, something is what you just have. Last thing what I have revised is something just came up as a question. So just scan your paper, scan your question paper for first 5 minutes. Just understand what how difficult, how easy the question paper is. Then allocate time based on marks. If there is a two marker question, I cannot give 10 minutes to that two marker question. And if it's a 20 marker question, I have to give at least 30 to 35 minutes for that question. You have to understand that if you are not allotting your time out of your 3 hours of your exam and based on marks, you are not doing enough. Obviously, you will lose something or the other. Now, if a question, let's say there are case but based questions, and if it is taking too long to answer those things, move on. If, see, as a student, once you start writing an answer, you in mid you understand that maybe I have gone wrong and this is what not it is supposed to go like this. Stop and move on with your other questions. If you are just like you are just after that question that yes, I will solve this, I will solve it, next 5 minutes I'm putting this to this question. No, move on, attempt others, because attempting more questions is uh, important than perfecting one answer. That is very important. You cannot attempt more and more questions so that you get your stepwise marks, and that is what you will get. Your scoring will just improve. So this is very important. Now, next is IFO and IAS structure. Now, you have two main parts, which is your Institute and Faculty of Actuaries UK and Institute of Actuaries of India. So now, what is exactly the difference? See, IFOA is globally recognized. It is flexible exam attempts, and II is more cost effective, and it has a strong local industry relevance. Now both have the same paper structure, same exam structure. It's not difficult, it's not different, it's not nothing is different. Even the study material is same. But you have to choose based on your career goals and budget, because these are the two main reason of choosing any IFA or IA. Career goals, why I'm saying this, let's say I am very sure that I have to work outside of India. I will not be working in India for long. I have to move to outside of India. So you have to choose IFA because that's a globally recognized institute. And if let's say I'm in a tight budget, I cannot spare much of money because my education is already taking much of money from my parents or whatever is the case. So I will move with IA. So you have to understand your career goals and your budget. So this is where you can choose your IFA or IA. Nothing else is different from here, right? Um, moving with your, so here's how your role evolves. It starts from your student, then being an intern, then being an analyst, then being a senior analyst, then being an associate, then being a fellow, and last being a at a leadership position. So each step comes with the like more of responsibility, yes, more of pay, and more of impact. Now, why I'm saying more of impact? Because as a student, intern, or an analyst, you are a part of the team. But once you become a senior analyst, you become an associate, you become a fellow, you are leading the team. So obviously, you are making more of impact on the decisions on what company is doing, or maybe you are taking on the major clients also. So this is where more responsibility, more pay, and more impact. All of things are there once you are in the leadership positions. Okay, moving forward. Now let's talk numbers. This is important. This is the motivation of doing actual science. Now, fresher with just 0 to 2 exams, but yes, you parallelly have your skills, technical skills, and communication, business skills, which we talked about. You get a package of around 4 to 6 lakhs. Once you move to your 3 to 5 exams, now can you understand, it just becomes double, which is 6 to 12 lakhs. Now what is the difference? What just went different here from 0 to 2 exams to 3 to 5 exams is your CS2 and CM2. Once I'm moving to 3 to 5 exams, I have maybe cleared one CS2 or CM2, or both CS2 and CM2. So this makes a difference. This is what I'm telling you from my own experience. CS2 and CM2 are very important. And yes, for these, your CM1, CS1 are the basis. Don't go for easier papers in your early attempts. Go for the advanced, because in college life, you don't have much to like you have more of focus. Once you start with the industry, you don't have much of a focus, you don't have much of weekends, you don't have much of study time. So what you have to do is you have to give your difficult papers in your early attempts. Now being an associate, it moves to 12 to 25 lakhs, and fellow 25 to 60 plus. And top fellows earn even more. It's not even just this. And this is one of the highest paying non-medical careers in India. It's not something where just understand, it's 13 exams. It is not much. And you are earning from your 0 to 2 exams. Other than actual science, every qualification, what you do is you complete that and then you start earning. Once you complete your MBA, then you start earning. Once you become an CA, then you start earning. Once you become a CFA, then you start earning. But this profession, this career option is something which is making you earn from maybe first day itself. Once you start appearing for your basic exams, and you are earning from um, working. So this is something very important here. Now, moving next. Now, who hires actuaries? Now, insurance companies, consulting firms, analytic firms, BFSI, which is your banking, financial services, and insurance, and GCCs. Now, demand is growing every year. Understand this. This is something, since you are the people who are okay and easy with numbers. So every industry requires an actuary or an analyst. So in India, the number of qualified actuaries is still very limited. Like we have almost 500 to 600 fully qualified fellows, which is extremely low for a country of our size. Just understand, we have so many insurance companies. Our BFSI sector is such booming stage, and we just have 500 to 600 fully qualified fellows, right? So even if we include students and partially qualified is where you are not completing all your 13 exams, which is around almost coming to 2000 to 3000. And the still the total pool of people is very less. If I add 500 to 600 fully qualified people, 2000 to 6000 the students, and the partially qualified is a big margin. Maybe you are clearing just the 2 exams, or maybe you are at your 12th exam. Then also the pool of these total people is very less. There is a growing demand of actuaries, right? So at the same time, demand is increasing, and like because of your growing of insurance and analytics and GCC. So that's why actuarial science continues to be one of the most promising career paths. I cannot see actuarial people having no jobs. There is always a demand. There is always like we are not able to supply that much what is demanded in the industry. So this is something, this qualification, this career path is always promising. So this is something, an advantage of, you cannot say about other professions. And being like AI being in the hitting the jobs of uh, some professions, this is something you still are working and you still will be demanded in the industry. Okay, now do you remember your your coffee question? Do you remember? So how many cups of coffee are sold in India in a day? So now it's a guess estimate question. Now, what do you mean by guess estimate question? It's something where you are guessing and estimating the what is asked in the question. Now, you don't need facts. You need a framework. You already know more than you think. Now, let's solve it with logic and not facts, right? Now, how does an actuary think? Let's just understand. Now, step one is India's population. Now, India's population approximately is 1.4 billion. Step two is adults. I just can see that there are roughly 67% of adults in out of your 1.4 billion of the population. And then out of urban population, out of India's population is 38%, because India is largely rural, and them being the tea drinkers. I cannot, for my what I'm taking as assumption is that uh, rural people are majorly having tea, and they are not coffee drinkers. So what do you get is that urban population is 38%. And then out of that, daily coffee drinkers is 1 out of 4. So that's kind of 25%. So what you do is you multiply all 1.4 billion into 67% into 38% into 25%, which makes it 90 million cups per day. That's the intake of coffee in India in a day. So your numbers don't have to be perfect. They need to be reasonable and justified. What I did it, I assumed these numbers, but I gave reason for every number, right? And it has to justify that. Once I'm talking to you, you feel justified that yes, these numbers are approximately correct. So what you have to do, you have to think in proportions. You have to state your logic clearly, and you have to arrive at a number confidently. I am very confident that 90 million cups is okay. If you feel like no, 90 millions, or maybe like what ma'am did is 67% of adults, that's a huge number. No, 60% of the adults is good number. So you have to give your answer more confidently so that I understand and I take as an your answer. So guest estimate questions are like these, where you are just putting your numbers into proportions and you are making them justified at that stage. Understood this? Any doubts still here? Anything which you would like to ask or say? Okay, let's move forward now. About us, what is Edudesk? Edudesk is an initiative of ConSkills Private Limited, and it's a dynamic online learning platform committed to making quality education accessible, engaging, and future ready. We believe that learning should be flexible, inclusive, and tailored to the evolving needs of students, professions, and lifelong learners. Now, at Eduudesk, we combine innovative technology with expertly curated content to deliver interactive courses, live sessions, and personalized learning experience across diverse subjects and skill areas. Now, what are our courses? What we are offering to you? Just understand these and how they are linked with maybe not linked, how they are directly supporting the actual journey. Now, the financial modeling with valuation courses directly supports your CM1, which is actual mathematics, with your DCF concept, CB1 with your NPV concept, CM2 with asset valuation concepts, CP1 with your discount rate concept, CP2 with your sensitivity analysis and scenario modeling concepts, CP1 sorry, SP1 and SP2 with your reserving concepts, and SA3 with your general insurance with MEA, M&A valuation concepts. So how financial modeling with valuation is helping is just not for investment bankers. Just understand this. This course is something, it is like a fundamental actuarial work. You will build pricing models, reserving models, and cash flow projections, exactly what actuaries do daily. So here's my advice to you. Take the financial modeling and valuation course alongside your CM1, CB1 preparation. You will see the same concepts from practical, hands-on perspective. So this is something where how this course is helping you or supporting you in your actuarial journey. Next set of courses which we offer, mainly you can see basically they are insurance courses. So actuaries work heavily in the insurance sector. So in fact, most of you will start your careers in life or general insurance because these are the two basic domains which you will be working. So if you take a certification in, let's say, GI, general insurance, you will learn underwriting, claims, reinsurance, domain knowledge that will make you your SP2 exam easier to understand. Similarly, let's say life insurance certification is perfect for targeting your SP1. Your risk management certification will cover your CP1 and SA3 exams with your enterprise risk management or solvency concepts. So here's the strategy. Exams gives you the qualification, just understand, but domain course gives you the practical knowledge to crack those exams faster and get hired sooner, because this is something what you are targeting. I have not seen a student who is just clearing papers and don't want to work. I cannot see how this balances why you are even giving your exams. So if you are appearing for your domain courses, this will help you to get hired easily. This is the route map, right? Now, our trainers. Now, our trainers are industry veterans with 20 plus years of experience across finance, insurance, and equity research. They include chartered accountants, MBAs in finance, certified financial planners, fellows of III Insurance Institute of India, who have held leadership roles at Moody's, uh, Tata AIG, ICICI, and etc. So they bring unmatched domain mastery in financial modeling, valuation, risk management, and actuarial science to every class. So our contact details for more details on the courses, exactly how the modules work, what is the content of the modules, you have to visit www.edudesk.com or reach out to Mr. Sudhanshu. Now, for actual students, we provide one-to-one sessions, which includes your resume building, um, your mock interviews, your career counseling. So if you are a, let's say, a undergrad student and you have doubts about what you should be pursuing in your postgrad degree, be it from India or abroad, which program should I follow in my postgrad? So that's kind of where, or maybe after your undergrad, should I be going for the industry experience first and then go for postgrad, or postgrad to the industry experience? So these are the kind of doubts which every student have. And let's say if you are a postgrad student, so what you have is, what should I be doing next if you are not cleared enough papers to get your industry offer letters? So what is and where are you stuck? How you should be continuing your actual journey, or which exams should be the one you should select so that you are hired easily? So these are the questions which everyone has their own journey questions, because you all are at different stages. Maybe you are undergrad, postgrad, you are an industry professional, you are appearing for exams, you have appeared for the exams, you are turning up your internship offers, you are working on your resume, you are giving papers, you are stuck, you are appearing for one exams many times but you are not able to clear. So there are many things. So not wasting more of time on thinking and moving forward, you can take these sessions, one-to-one session with me or other professionals or trainers we have. So you have to contact Mr. Sudhanshu again and take advantage of these sessions. These are our social media links. You can obviously follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Insta, X to stay connected and get updates on our courses and what all we offer. And thank you for your time and attention. And I am now open to taking questions. Let's make this interactive. Sudhanshu sir, let's unmute everyone so that everyone can speak.
Doing it, just a moment.
Yes, sir.
I have unmuted everyone. You can ask your question.
Yes, please. One by one, just start asking your
There
questions.
are some question in chat box also. You can check it over there.
Okay. Let them ask. Let them
Okay, okay. No
please
issue.
let them ask.
Please go ahead.
Have good enough time.
Please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Myself, Saurabh.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask, is II book enough or should we go through any reference material for the subjects?
Just the like which exams you are talking about. That's
Ma'am,
something that
I'm talking about CS1.
CS1, no, the material the institute offers is not enough because they have many concepts, very strong, important concepts in just a paragraph. So, what personally I feel is that the study material which institute offers for CS1 is not enough. What I have seen is CB1, CB2, CB3 is okay because the major concepts and everything is there. But for CM1, CS2, CM1, CS1, these four exams, the study material provided is not enough. So you have to have some backup, some notes. Maybe for the important concepts, you have to move to your Google search or Chat GPT, whatever your sourcing of your notes are. So you have to take that.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, ma'am. I at this side.
Yeah.
So, am I audible?
Yes, yes, perfectly.
Ma'am, I have done my bachelor's in actuarial and financial mathematics, and currently I'm pursuing my master's in statistics.
Okay.
And from this year, it came to my thought that I should start preparing for this exam CS1 and CM1 since I'm very new to this. So can you just guide me that how can I start for this? Because the first exam of its CS1 will be in November. So I'm
Hmm.
very new to all this. So can you just
Hmm.
help me and
But
guide how to
are
start
you in your
preparing for
first
that?
year of your master's or in your second year?
Ma'am, second year.
Okay, so you are working on your placements also. It's
Yes, ma'am.
obviously right. So I'll just my personal view would be to just go with one exam, which is CS1 right now, because
Yeah,
you
ma'am.
have to prepare for your interviews also. You cannot just take two difficult subjects and not work on your interviews because if the uh, your college is bringing some companies or there are some lineup interviews for you, so you have to do this. Now, since you are doing masters in statistics, CS1 will be easier to go ahead with. And since you have done something similar in your bachelor's also, so CS1
Right, ma'am.
for a statistics student, since I was also a bachelor and master in statistics, for me, CS1 was not difficult. And this is what I think for you also, because all the major concepts are in your graduation and post graduation of statistics. So CS1 is something a cakewalk for you, and yes, you will be able to have one good star point in your CV also that you have cleared CS1. And what you can do if let's say your time allows and you are able to take somewhat some pressure for yourself, go with some CB1 or CB2 exam with CS1. Don't go for
Right.
CM1 because that is two difficult papers together. But CB1 and CB2, which is your economics and one is finance. I don't know what is your class 12 subject. If you have studied accounts till 12th, go with your finance paper. If you have studied economics till your class 12, go with your economics paper. But yes, you can do because I've seen our bachelor students also going with CB1 or CB2 and they are clearing this exam in one attempt. So you will be able to, because once you start with industry, your like attempting papers will be slow already. You are appearing for your first exam this time. So let it be two exams this time and that will be very comfortable to you.
Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions which anyone would like to ask?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Jatin this side.
Yes,
As you
Jatin.
know, I'm preparing. I'm pursuing masters in actuarial science from MIT University, and currently I'm in second year, and this is my placement year. So right now I gave some of the interviews and I've been rejected. So I think so that I'm not prepared for the interviews. So can you guide me for that?
See, Jatin, if you are not, if you have exams in your kitty and if you are not clearing exam, so the major reason is concepts that you are maybe up, you have cleared exams, so you know the concepts, but the concept to application bridge is not covered up. You are not able to answer well because at right time you are not able to understand which concept has to be applied, and therefore this is the issue. So what I think is that you should be, let's say, if there is an XYZ company which is coming for your placements, and obviously always and always, what I think is you get 1 week of time at least to know that this company is coming on this date. So the company who's coming for the interviews, let's say it's a general insurance company or a life insurance, or at least you know the JD of the company, work on those concepts. Because if you are not working, you don't have to revise everything. That's the stupid thing which everyone does, is they revise everything. No, you have to revise the concepts which are important to that specific company which you are appearing interviews for. So what you have to do is write down your JD, pick out your keywords from there, that they work in reserving, they work in pricing, this is what they are expecting me to do, this and that, the keywords, the filter. And then these words, what all concepts you have studied and what you have cleared in your exams also, revise them, mug them, and practice case study based questions on those concepts. Then only you will be able to clear the interviews, because that is the bridge which you are not crossing. If you have cleared papers, yes, well and good, but you have to, if you're not answering, see, I don't want your certifications on just paper. I need your knowledge here. And if you are not applying your concepts correctly, I have seen many people who are not even clearing papers and they are able to crack interviews, because what they are doing is they have studied, they are preparing themselves, they know the application. So this is where you are lacking, and you should be working on that for right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, any other student who would like to ask?
Stuti ma'am, there is one question from Ananya. She is in class, so she cannot
Okay.
speak. So she's
Okay.
asking, telling, really aiming to get a good rank. What I can do apart from doing past paper and understanding concepts?
See, if Ananya, if you are looking to get a good rank in your examination, you have to, it's just not about past papers, because this is where,
Hello.
hello, am I not audible? Hello, hello.
Ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, okay, okay. So, Ananya, what exactly is required is, once you start looking in your past papers, you know that what all type of answers is required. But what I have seen in the students, what is the difference between the rank holders and the ones who are getting good score? But yes, not the rank holders. The difference is in the presentation of the answers. Because now I'm supposing that you are writing everything correctly, because that is what rank holders, at least the base part is this, that they know everything, they are writing it everything, but the presentation matters. If you are not, let's say my answer came out to be 63.76, but I'm just writing 63.76 is the answer, and I'm not writing this number with what exactly they wanted. They wanted the unit of, like, let's say our coffee cups. So if I'm not writing 63 is the number of cups of coffee in a day in India people are drinking, this is supposed to be the conclusion part. What all is required is, let's say, if let's talk about CS1. Now CS1 is something where you are talking about statistics. So if you're not making your small graphs, if you're not showing how this is positively skewed, how this is negatively skewed, how this is hump, how this is something normal curve, how this is negatively skewed. You have to show this so that your examiner who is checking your exam sheets know that you are clear at every stage. You are just not giving answers based on what you have studied. You have to show the clarity of your concepts. So this is what is required. Plus, what they do is the institute website, they have the rank holders or the main sheet which feels like it's the perfect answer book which they have. They upload that also. So for past exams, download those answer books, see what is common. Obviously, once you start seeing them, you will get a hit of what exactly, or you will just get a filter of what exactly is needed to be a rank holder. So they are putting the best of the answer book. One, I think one per exam, and you can see those for last few exams, few attempts, and then you can make for yourself what is all is required. So this is something which is required. Great. Okay. Any other student would like to ask?
Hello, this side Tamhi Disak. Now I want to know that is R language or Python important for actual analysis? Actually, I am more comfortable with R and it is packages, not with the Python.
See, R and Python both are required. I've seen many companies who require R, who require Python. So this is something you should be working because at times what I like and what I don't like does not work. You have to go with the something what the industry people are looking for. Because once I was with Amity, what I have seen once I was developing curriculum, I was sitting with the industry people. They actually wanted that how they actually filter out the CVs of the students. Let's say, Tahmid, you do everything correctly, but what you don't do is just one, maybe R or Python, and that makes you not eligible to sit for a company or not eligible to get through the interviews. So this is what, as a student, I would not like to make such mistake for myself. I will go with every possible way of doing things so that I am hired. And this is my objective. So this would be my advice to you that uh, do both.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other student would like to ask anything? Harshita, are you here? Harshita, would you like to ask something? Ananya, I'm just seeing your message, your query on the chat box. So, since you are trying to get from data science engineering to actuarial science, so that's something a good jump which you are doing. And yes, this is something where your CV will be a stronger one, because what I have seen is anyone doing something related to statistics or maths in their uh, like undergrad or postgrad, those CVs get selected first. So this is something where if you are still like you are doing data science engineering, that is something like will be workable for you. Any student, see, this is an opportunity to get your queries solved and get yeah, like the views from other students also. So just let's use this portal. Anyone who would like to ask anything, just please ask. No questions?
I think there is no more question.
Yeah. Sudhanshu sir, over to you, sir, please.
So thank you everyone for your time. We have a dedicated email ID. If you have any queries or if we have a number, WhatsApp number, that is 8595 So you can ask your queries over WhatsApp also, or you can write an email regarding your queries. So thank you, Stuti ma'am, and thank you
sir.
everyone. Whatever you know about our courses, you can visit our website as well as you can call me directly. Thank you once again and a very happy weekend.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.